All right, welcome. It's another day, another number one podcast. I am your host, Coach Jake. How the hell are you guys? It is, man, what is today? Today's like Wednesday. Breathe Martin, Angel Molina, what is up? Happy to see you guys. Hit me up in the chat. Canes 42, yellow. Okay, yellow. That's cool. Yellow. I get it. I don't get it. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Darth Cool, Johnny Cologne, Pounds, Shayla Shunny, Shells. Happy to see you all. Welcome to the show. Today I'm doing an ask me anything. Ask me anything. If you don't ask me anything, I'm gonna ramble on about fucking business. Couple exciting things that I'm super excited. I can't believe I'm this fucking excited. Kane says, hello, yellow. Ah, yes. Okay. What's up, grappling coach? What's up, Kevin 719? The amazing octopus. Hello. So yeah, man, I'm talking today's an ask me anything. So whatever you want to ask me could be about business, could be about catch as catch can. Canes, how's Princeton looking? I have no clue, man. I'm not anywhere near Princeton. I'm in Denver, Colorado. I can tell you how Denver looks. It's pretty nice. Been rainy the last couple days. Yeah, so ask me anything. Can be about economics, finance, coaching, the mind, philosophy, chaos magic, whatever the hell you want, man. Your choice. Shirt looks like the Kenny Kuman DMP shirt. I like it. Okay. I don't even know what any of that is, but I know Kenny Kuman. Shayla Shunny, what is the greatest advice Billy Robinson ever gave you? Learn how to learn. That is the most important advice. Now, I am a power learner. There is something known as the Clifton Strengths Assessment. It's put out by the guy who started Gallup. You know, the Gallup group of organizations that they do polls and public data and stuff like that. So Gallup puts out like an assessment, like it's like, you know, the ones that Myers-Briggs or DISC or whatever, they do an assessment. And the assessment says that I am like a power learner. That is my superpower. If I was a mutant, I had the ability to like learn things. And I think maybe that's where Billy and I got along. So the best piece of advice, or at least what pops up at the top of my head, is to learn how to learn. Number two would be I had to get it on my tattooed on my arm to get it out of my head is do it again. And do it again was a real interesting kind of thing because at first it was awful because you're sitting there doing a fucking pivot or having to get the move exactly right. You're not doing the hype or the hank the right way, and it's do it again. And so after a while, you do it right, or you win a match, and then the meaning would change, and then Billy would come to you and say, "Now do it again." Right? So that was a huge, profound shift on how he was using do it again. So one, it obviously means repetition, like in the spirit of Aristotle, repetition is the mother of skill. But then once you did it and succeeded, he would say, now succeed again, do it again. And I really like that as well. So those are probably tied. Definitely would lean towards learn to learn. Anyway, doing an ask me anything, hit me up, whatever. You can ask me whatever, dude. I don't know. What do I know? I know about catch wrestling. I know about business. I know about history. I know about politics. I know about philosophy. Philosophy of science. I don't know. But I'm here for you. I do want to talk about, I'm super excited. Johnny Clone says CWO. Yes, love the CWO. Catch World Order. That is the group that the brand that I started actually with the help of my buddy Kenny, but I really came up with the idea because I wanted to create like a group of people that are on the same mission as me, which is to improve the lives of every person on planet Earth through scientific wrestling. And so that is really what the Catch World Order is. So, yeah, Chelsea C106. What's up, Chelsea? Do it again. Chelsea knows. Chelsea's been to practice. I missed you, by the way. young lady, you did not do it again by not coming to camp, but there will be more camps. So I am happy to see you at those. Yeah, so super excited actually. Normally, I'm not a big fan of social media. I think it's a giant time sink. I try to use social media. Here's a perfect example. I try to use it as a producer and not a consumer. However, because it's mostly manipulated. It's totally manipulated. Chell says, I had to work, but I will see you soon. Okay. Yes, please. Got to get back there, sharpen the saw. But one of the things I'm really excited about is that now Elon Musk owns Twitter. And did you guys read some of this stuff? Like, because I guess because of the lawsuit, and he tried to back out of the deal, and then there had to be depositions to get like text messages and things like that. It's pretty awesome. He wants to basically decentralize Twitter. Twitter is going to be the base by which he builds out his X software, which is going to his vision of doing everything. But he wants to put it on blockchain so it's decentralized, and he wants to take it away from an advertising model and make it a place for real, true free speech. So there's no censorship. This is truly exciting. If you guys aren't on Twitter, get on Twitter. Follow me. It's just at Jake Shannon. That's my personal one. Or for Scientific Wrestling, they wouldn't let me do. I usually like YouTube is Scientific Wrestling. Instagram is all Scientific Wrestling, one word. But Twitter wouldn't let me. So it's just SCI, like Sci, and then wrestling. Sci Wrestling, at Sci Wrestling. Follow me over there. If you're not already on Twitter, get on Twitter. I think it's going to get lit real quick, man. So, yeah, Johnny says Twitter sounds good now. Dude, I'm sold. I've actually been dicking around on Twitter a lot because when Elon Musk went in to go and buy it, everything was manipulated. People were like really complaining about this kind of socialist bias that was really being pushed down everybody's throat through all the media platforms, social medias. And so when Elon Musk went to go buy it, they had to rip it open and actually show if they were censoring people that weren't on that socialist agenda. And all of a sudden, all the people who had been banned and shadow banned, which I'm definitely shadow banned, all that got lifted. And so now, just since Elon Musk got involved, I've been really spending a lot of time on Twitter and enjoying it a lot. There's great information. It's not just all this bullshit that's being jammed down your throat on these other platforms. I've been really enjoying it, and I'm very bullish. In fact, I should have probably bought some shares of Twitter when all this stuff started, because there was people who made millions of dollars on the arbitrage opportunity because he locked it in at like $54 a share, which is he paid way more than he probably should have. But, he's got money. And I will say this, Twitter is one of the biggest platforms on the planet. He's going to be rich. He will probably be the richest guy on earth again, in my mind, because he bought Twitter. And if he does it right, like if he does this and makes it a real institution of, and there's a private message. Joe Rogan even sent him a text message that got leaked where, Joe says, are you going to liberate Twitter? And that's such a great fucking phrase, because it's going to be free. It's going to be a free place. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean that the black chambers, the various intelligence apparatus used by governments aren't going to be watching it. They'll just watch it and they'll know who you are and what you're saying. But at least we could talk, and imagine this. Now, Twitter hooked up with his crazy satellite shit, Skylink. So Twitter never goes down. None of that fucking like election bullshit that's happened the last couple of elections with social media. Could be huge. So I was really, really excited about that. I'm excited about that as a consumer. Like I said, I try to be a producer of content, but I'm really excited actually to have a channel, a media platform where people can speak freely again. To me, that is huge. That is so huge. So give me a thumbs up or some sort of hoot and hollering if you think that Twitter is going to be awesome now that Elon Musk has got it cooking. So we got Mark Gibson, Dime Breed, Kova. What's up, people? Glenn, Mustafa, Jordan Brand, Technical Sadist, Who Dat, Who Dare, 26, Yiggity Jackson. Happy to see you guys. So now today's show does have to be short because I am heading over to the first American affiliate, scientific wrestling affiliate, V10 training, great MMA gym run by Vicious Vern Earwood. He is a Colorado MMA legend. The guy's a legit world champion, King of Cage champ, boxing champion, former Marine, great guy. Going over there, he's got a bunch of fighters, got fights, big MMA fights coming up. So me and my buddy John Fabricatori, who is an assistant coach with Scientific Wrestling, because he's in Denver, we just are going over there and doing him a solid, helping him out. Also super stoked. Got Brian Ruscio. If you don't know who Brian is, he is our new Orlando, Florida affiliate. That is freaking amazing. So now we actually have, if you want to go out and do scientific wrestling in Orlando, we've got a guy. He is an assistant coach, so he knows what's up with the scientific wrestling method. And he is badass, dude. Badass dude. He's a 3rd degree Gracie Barra black belt, Naga expert division champion, scientific wrestling assistant coach, and affiliate gym. Woo! We're blowing up. We're blowing up. You guys better get over there, man. Like, I have one more. I'm keeping my promise. One more at this level, dude, because we already hit the 8 affiliates. That's the promise I originally made. But in a moment of weakness, I said that we will extend it to the next person that signs up, that same $2,000 early adopter bonus. Save $2,000, dude, on an investment, right? And I talked 2 days ago about investments. Yesterday, I talked about wrestling and business. Guys, go back. You could check all those old shows. If you go to, No1, that's the brand, No1. If you go to No1 Ninja, No1.ninja, it takes you straight to the podcast. All the archives, you can check them out. They're on YouTube. They're on Spotify. Where else can you find it? You can find it. Great stuff. We had one hell of a freaking show yesterday. And I got to be quick today. But like I said, it is Ask Me Anything. Whatever you want, I am open. But I literally am going to jet out of here in like 2 seconds because I have to get across town. I live on the north side. And then I've got to go down to the south side. Oh, Johnny Cologne's jumping in. I've been watching all these podcasts, lots of catch videos. I think I'm becoming a catch wrestling nerd. Yes, dude. Welcome. The best nerds ever. At least if you're going to be a fucking nerd, be a nerd that can beat the shit out of all the other nerds. That's really what a catch. I mean, look at Josh Barnett. I love Josh Barnett. That guy is a freaking nerd, dude. Have you heard him talk? He's super smart. He's like into weird shit like role-playing games and heavy metal. He's a nerd, but he'll fucking kill you. Straight up assassin. So you're with good people, man. You made the right choice. Johnny, where are you at? Where are you from? Got to wait for everybody to hit me up in the chat. Yeah, but we're live, dude. Come on, man. Ask me anything. Whatever you want to know. If I know it, I will tell it to you right now. Controversy, even. Oh, Ivan says, For the Love of Catch has just come out, I think. Yeah, I actually watched it last night. There is an app that if you have a library card, like a normal library card, and it's got your little number on it. It's called Hoopla, Hoopla, Hoopla. You can download the app, just type it in. You can watch a bunch of different movies and stuff. It's like being able to check shit out from the library. It's pretty cool. So I watched it on that. He did a very good job. I would recommend it. It's interesting to see his different perspective. He got some great, he had some guys like Josh Barnett, Eric Paulson, Randy Couture, Dan Severn. So he got some celebrity names up there. They're not really historians. So and I'm like really deep. So you got to understand, I'm at like, when I watch it, I have a different experience than somebody that may be new to it. So, I didn't really pick up a lot of new information for me personally, but I do think a lot of people that watch it, I think I think he did a good job. It's definitely comes from the Mike Chapman historical school. So it's very heavy on Frank Gotch, which is great. Yeah, Gokor, Puerto Rican Rum says Gokor's in there too. Yeah, he does a good job kind of touching on, the history and the major players and things like that. Kind of interesting. I mean, I'm in it very briefly. I'm in it. I think there's something in there that was nice. There's a lot of guys that are here in the United States that are connected to Catch as Catch Can wrestling in some way, shape, or form. And their particular guys never blew up big like a Billy Robinson or Carl Gotch, never had the same size impact. And so one of the things that I think that this film does well is it gives them a voice and they get to talk. And mostly I'm talking about the carny wrestlers. And I think, some of that is because the carnival guys and Scientific Wrestling, our very first coach with our certification program was Dick Cardinal, who is a badass carny wrestler. You can go see, we have some of his instructional material and whatnot. A fantastic guy. So carny wrestling is definitely important. And kind of a small little unknown. And the problem is because carnies are carnies, it's hard to sift through the bullshit. So I think that's part of the reason why the carny style never really took off. Plus, it wasn't, in my opinion, as technical, only because they weren't fighting other catch men. A lot of these guys on the carny circuit came from professional catch wrestling, but they were taking on like loggers and just tough guys and stuff like that who didn't know any wrestling, certainly knew few, if no, submissions. So there was a huge advantage that these guys had. So it's what's Johnny Cologne says, I'm a bouncer. I do Muay Thai and did wrestling in high school. I want to up my fighting skill with catch. Well, come on, dude. Coaching catch. We're going to be in San Diego in November. We'll be in Charlotte in November. We're going to be in Phoenix, drivable from Torrance. He said he's from Torrance. Drivable. You should come on out. Coachingcatch.com. That has the dates, the details. I guarantee you, dude, this will be the best investment you make in your grappling education. Best. You could read the testimonials. You can go talk to the other people that have come. Look at the army of people that we have taught. You will love it. I hope you can come on out. So let's see here. Puerto Rican Rum says, why didn't catch guys market Catch as Catch Can as a martial art during the 80s pro wrestling boom? They missed an opportunity because they were making too much fucking money in pro wrestling. So you have to understand, dude, it's like, why didn't boxing, right? Like, because it's a different mindset, dude. Because of mixed martial arts, people now think of wrestling as a martial art, right? I didn't before. I did Pee-wee wrestling. I wrestled when I was a little kid. Never thought of it as a martial art. In fact, I wanted to do martial arts. So I quit wrestling and went into Taekwondo for 3 years. I got my black belt. Just gonna be honest, total waste of time. Should have spent those 3 years in wrestling. Honestly. Okay. But wrestling now, you have to understand the business model is way different than retail martial arts. There's no belt that, like, oh, I have a purple belt in MMA. You sound like a fucking idiot. Oh, I have a brown belt with one stripe in boxing. What are you fucking talking about? And this is the same ethos with wrestling. Okay. It's a prize fighting sport at its heart that has martial arts applications. In fact, dominates fucking martial arts, like dominates. Second, as a base style, we've all seen that statistic floating around when you do the the meta-analysis, that it is wrestling, and all folk style freestyle wrestling is derivative of catch. So, okay, like it is wrestling that dominates. And then when you put a catch wrestler against a normal wrestler, you can really see it's crazy. Look at somebody like Sakuraba or Tamura or Frank Shamrock versus Dan Henderson, like that kind of stuff. Johnny Cullen, belts are lame. It should be about who can be who. And, I understand the belts, and I understand how they've become a retention and marketing tool in the way that the West treats the Eastern approach. It's still all this hierarchy bullshit. That's what I don't like about the belts is the arbitrary bullshit hierarchy. Like, and I understand, I'm not looking for heat. I'm just telling you my opinion. I think it's like, I don't know. I just look at it like boxing, man. And, so if I look at a boxing gym, it's full of people. And I love it because there isn't a hierarchy. Yeah, there's guys that are fucking badasses, and they're the ones that are going and fighting, right? And then there's the guys who are the gym wrestlers or the gym boxers. Some of them are fucking tough as hell, but they get a little nervous. They get a little bit of the bubble guts when it comes to getting in front of a crowd, so they don't want to do it, right? So I mean, I don't know. I think it's a different approach, and catch wrestling is very hard, and wrestling is very hard. You look at Bo Nickel, man. He's like, dude, put me. I'm at I'll fight this dude. I'll fight this guy. This guy has fought at the top of NCAAs for years and years and years. This guy's had top tier world level talent that he's been fighting for years and years. So anyway, it's just different. So I don't know Puerto Rican rum. I hope that answers your question. We've got Ivan. Do you have any plans to come to the UK again? Yeah, I'm trying to work it out, man. The problem is when I come out to the UK, it is expensive. Do you understand? And especially now that you guys are getting hammered, that the pound is getting pounded, it's going to be harder for me to come over there. Okay. So we could do the math. Typically what I do is if I'm going to come over there, it's $5,000. And that's not just for me. I'll bring an assistant. I'll bring Sam Crescent or, one of the guys. Okay. Because it makes for a better experience for everybody. I'm not making a fucking killing on this. Do you not understand this? I'm like on a mission, but you have to fucking pay for it. And I'm not Batman. I'm not Bruce fucking Wayne. So it has to sustain itself. So I would love, this is my long-winded answer. I would love to come back over there. London in particular, we always have a great, great open-minded crowd. Like they love it. Doncaster as well. But, if it costs $5,000 and we get 30 people, you just divide 30 people, $5,000 into 30 people, man. Let's call it $6,000. That's for hotel, flight, international flights, food, and then hopefully to make up for the money that I am not making while I'm away. Because I do have 3 kids. They need fucking braces. They need a car. My daughter's turning 16. Like I got shit to pay for. So anyway, if you guys want it to happen back in the UK, scientific wrestling, okay, the only curriculum co-developed and endorsed by Billy Robinson, the only one, okay, with mentoring and ideas from Carl Gotch and Dick Cardinal, Wade Chalice, the best. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I've worked hard to make this shit the fucking best of the best. And, I do it cheap, but like, this is one of the things, and I talk about like money and stuff. Half the time, guys aren't as serious as me. Do you know how much money I've fucking spent on my education in catch wrestling? To work with Wade Chalice, to work with Carl Gotch, to work with Billy Robinson, to work with Fujiwara, to work with Gene LaBelle, to work with like all these guys. Do you have any fucking idea of how much time, money, time spent I could be doing something else that I did this? The problem is, and this is the problem with catch, is it is very, very hard. So I saw a video, and it's actually by my friend Oz, which is like, I wish he had a better argument because it's kind of embarrassing. I'm like, dude, you're my friend, man. You got to be smarter than that. He says catch wrestling's doomed, and his argument is because it's not mystical and doesn't have fucking uniforms and isn't and it's too hard. The mystical thing, that's stupid. The uniform's stupid. Too hard. Again, it's like then MMA gyms are going to disappear, or they're doomed, and so is boxing doomed. And but they are harder. And so if you look, are there more taekwondo McDojos in the strip malls, or are there more boxing gyms? Right? Which is it? Are there more boxing gyms, more people practicing boxing, or more people practicing taekwondo, point sparring shit? It's obvious. Everybody, there's so many more people doing point sparring, okay? Because it's not as hard as boxing. And you don't get as much damage and like fucking concussions and pugilistic dementia and all this stuff, okay? It's a lot fucking harder. So there's not going to be as many people. Is it doomed? No, it's, in fact, I guarantee you the top athletes in boxing make a fuck ton more than the top athletes in taekwondo. Do you feel where I'm going at? I mean, look, we can look at somebody like Gordon Ryan. Yeah, okay, awesome. Cool, dude. You're making a killing. Now, most of his money's coming out of selling DVDs, okay? But he makes money on these shows, and he commands a good price. He's the best on the planet, definitely, okay? But who makes more money, him or Conor McGregor? What belt is Conor McGregor in MMA? I mean, it's a completely different system. It's apples and oranges, right? Jay Espinoza says, hey, what's up, dude? Johnny Clone, I see way more taekwondo gyms around. Yeah, dude. And so, but does that mean there are no boxing gyms? That there are no MMA gyms? Jay Espinoza, I don't know about the best in the planet. Well, I mean, dude, like, you got to give the guy some freaking credit where it's due. He's a tough motherfucker, and you know, maybe not on, I mean, dude, like, you'll never know who's the fucking tough. It could be some random dude who hasn't had touch with civilization in the middle of fucking Africa. I mean, you know, okay, but like, I haven't seen, there's a lot of top talent out there that he's gone up against, and he's been very dominant. So and he's put himself out there. So I think it's fair to be able to call him that. So let's see, what does Puerto Rican rum? They could have run ads in the old black belt magazines. Learn the same holds used as your pro wrestling stars. Would have been money in the bank. I mean, Gene LaBelle did that for a long time. Matt Fury did that. I don't know, dude. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, I guess you could do that. You could do that. All right. What else? What else we got, man? I'm out of here in like 2 minutes because I got to make dinner for my family and then run across town and coach all these guys in MMA. Super excited, by the way. So not only am I excited about Twitter, not only am I excited that we've got Brian Ruscio now as the latest affiliate, the 8th affiliate. We got Orlando. We got Scientific Wrestling gyms now. Orlando, Phoenix, Denver, North Colorado, Sacramento, San Diego. Oh, where else? Dude, taking over, man. I'm going to fucking dominate this shit. And I need your help. That's because that's the goal, dude, is to improve the lives of every single person on planet Earth through scientific wrestling as a fan, athlete, coach, or promoter. And I appreciate you guys. Get in on this, dude. I told you I'm doing one more, and then the price goes up. Right now, the total affiliation is $8,000 one time. And then you pay $500 or $495 a year. Dude, if you do the math, this is the cheapest, best investment that you can make. But, you know, this is the lesson I'm learning, dude, is if people don't pay, they don't pay attention. And so sometimes you got to charge up the fucking ass for people to even get a clue. And it's good because I used to call it a douchebag filter. People used to make fun of me, but I'm like, dude, when I charge a lot of money, I know that the people are actually freaking serious. Otherwise, they're going to come in and they're going to tell me everything about their dumb shit. And it's cool, man. I don't mean to be rude, but if you're coming to learn this and you're learning from guys like Billy Robinson or Carl Gotch, like, dude, you need to shut up and you need to listen, right? Like Learn to learn. I don't know. Johnny Cologne, I'm saving up for San Diego. I'll see if I can make enough to go out to Phoenix too. Badass, bro. And that's really what it's designed to do. You know, think about it this way. I'm going to tell you my own personal experience. I took fucking Spanish from 7th grade until I was a sophomore, all the way through sophomore of college. 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th, freshman. That's fucking 8 years of Spanish. Now, I did it like 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. I'm really good on vocab, dude. I donde está el baño? Great. But I was fucking clueless until I went and stayed in Mexico City for 3 weeks. That was way better education in fucking 3 weeks than the 8 years of just 1 hour at a time. Because I wasn't it was the immersion. You understand? Like, you have to immerse yourself in something to learn it. You want to talk about learning how to learn, you have to immerse yourself. Immersion is key. That's why these camps are important. You get 6 hours straight with us. You start making connections that you normally wouldn't connect, because by the time it's the next week, you've already had fucking 6 days in between of all kinds of bullshit distracting you. You get 2 days. It's 12 hours minimum of grinding this shit out. This is why it's an accelerator. It's an immersion. Okay. So for you, Johnny, coming to San Diego, coming to Phoenix, dude, that's how you go. That's how you speed it up. I don't know what to tell you, man. So basically, it's like spending a weekend in the non-touristy parts of Mexico to learn language, where it's hard and it's tough and you're fumbling around and it's awkward. But by the end of it, you could fucking do it. That's the point. There's a method. Dare I say scientific method? The scientific wrestling method. I'm going to fucking use that. So, Johnny Cologne, maybe got to sell some things. Dude, maybe you got to sell some things, or you got to figure out how to make more money, bro. Right? Look here. Who's got my money? You got to figure out how to make more money. That's like crucial, dude. The two things that I am obsessed with. How to improve the lives of every single person on planet Earth through scientific wrestling as either a fan, athlete, coach, or promoter. That's one. And the other one is I'm on a mission to grow people's wealth through small business and investing. You have to learn how to make more money. It's moral. It's your duty. You can't help somebody if you're in need of help yourself. How can you help anybody? You don't have abundance. You got to learn how to create abundance in your life. And there's some, I don't want to get too deep into it, but it's crucial, dude. It's the survival skill of the modern age. You have to learn how to create value and negotiate and sell, period. So I'm stoked you're going to come, and I'm glad that you see enough value to sell some other shit that you're not using and find not of any value now to come to this. And that makes me very happy. Makes me sad that you can't just generate the money. And I hope maybe I can help you with that someday too. Okay. Fumi Saito, what's up? We got Japan in the house. Happy to see you, my friend. Sean Greer, Aaron Arose, Savant Young, Big Mac. J. Espinoza 715 says, this is true. I'm not sure what part, but I'll take it. And we've got Puerto Rican Rum says, was Billy as big a fan of the Mason Indian fitness as Carl was? No, that was he did it. He did the Hindu squats. He did the Hindu push-ups, and he has his own thing that we do at these events, at these trainings, a stretching regimen and some exercises that he was particularly fond of. So the answer is no. Carl was very, very fascinated with Kushti wrestling. Now, the funny thing is Carl never actually went and wrestled in India or in the Middle East, anywhere. And Billy did. Billy wrestled for the Shah of Iran. wrestled for the Maharaja in India, in Sri Lanka. There's actually like a Billy Robinson holiday, a wrestling day in Sri Lanka. I think it's in Sri Lanka. I posted on Instagram. You could have to go back, and it was on his birthday. The one with the picture of who's the Kinnikuman man they made of him, Robin Mask. But so Billy is like Wade Chalice, and Wade you have to listen to. Wade is pivotal, central to the teaching of scientific wrestling. In fact, this logo, you guys can't see it in Instagram, but everywhere else, this logo with the 8 points reference his clock theory. For those of you that don't know, that have seen like Legal Pain or Killer Cradles or any of his other instructionals, he just puts them out with BJJ Fanatics. Anyway, so Wade and Billy were both of the school that the best conditioning for wrestling is wrestling. I agree with that personally. That said, if you're on the fucking road and you don't have a wrestling ring or something, you still need to keep your conditioning up, right? Excuse me, pardon me. Anyway, I hope this helps you guys. I'm gonna rock and roll out of here pretty soon, unless you guys have any other questions. But just a big day. I'm just like all these wins. I'm so freaking over the moon. Like I said, we had a great camp here in Denver last weekend. Gearing up to have a great camp at Phoenix. Got a new affiliate in Orlando. Dude, we're just we're blowing up. I couldn't be happier. Getting all this kind of stuff automated, and I really need people. So if you're ready to partner, to join in, to help out with the mission, I'd love to have you. Hit me up in the DMs, and we could set up a time to talk on the phone, see what we can do to get you involved. Stoked about the whole fucking Twitter thing, man. That is super cool, right? Super duper cool. And let's see, Puerto Rican Rum says, any plans to host a camp in the DC area? I mean, it's kind of a function of when gym owners fully get the grappling literacy to understand what is going on with scientific wrestling. And I'm just going to be honest, where I find a lot of luck is 3rd degree black belts in jiu-jitsu. That seems the level at which they're like, fuck, now I've got to move to this next level. That's, dude, I'm just being honest. That's where we get a lot of traction, is with those level guys. And there's just not a lot of people at that level to understand it. So, you could find somebody in DC and help sell it, and we'll come out there. We'll go wherever. We've been all over the world, but we just got to be invited. So, that's another thing where you guys can help us. I'd love to break into New York. I can't believe we have not done a seminar in New York. I've had so many people come from New York and New Jersey. It's like ridiculous. But nobody wants to actually set up an affiliate gym. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know. I mean, I don't understand it. It's weird because the majority of our views, actually, I think LA is first, but that's because I spent so many years in LA and Southern California pushing this in the 2000s, starting up gyms everywhere, training people down there. But number 2 is New York. So kind of interesting. Jay Espinoza, Chicago. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't get what it is. Any of the stuff east, except for Florida. The Sun Belt loves us, but that Northeast is just crickets, dude, for real competitive catch wrestling, dude. Love to get out there, guys. Ryu Ken says, any activity in the Seattle area? So we're just starting to crack into Sacramento and Northern California. No is the short answer, but you can hit up AMC Pancration, right? That's Matt Hume, and that's a great place to train. Okay. So I don't know if you're anywhere near that, but that would be a fantastic place for you guys to train, is AMC Pancration. And then the other cool news is that coming to Denver on Friday, You guys might have heard me go on the Pro Wrestling History Nerds podcast. Have you heard that? They had me come on to talk about Frank Gotch. The funny thing is so weird is because I'm so close to Billy and Carl, people don't realize the amount of information that I have and have amassed, in particular about America Catch Can Wrestling. Carl, in fact, considered himself an American catch wrestler after the finishing touches that Frank Wolf, a catch wrestler out of Ohio, put on his game. But yeah, anyway, so I was on Pro Wrestling History Nerds podcast. And that's with my buddy Chongo, who's wrestled for Shoe Pro Wrestling, and Nick Gossert, who was the voice. You probably heard him if you watched the Shoe Pro Wrestling 2 tag team tournament. He was the commentator, best commentator I've had. Both of those dudes run the Pro Wrestling History Nerds podcast. Great guys, Denver guys. I just love it. Anyway, Nick runs a comedy wrestling promotion, which is near and dear to my heart because I actually spent some time with a comedy wrestling promotion, toured on the Vans Warp Tour with a company called, it was actually the pioneer, the first to do comedy wrestling, called Incredibly Strange Wrestling. And I guess that's another number one. Shit, dude. Anyway, Nick is just a great guy. He runs this successful promotion here in Denver, a comedy wrestling promotion called Lucha Libre and Laughs, which is very much in the vein of Incredibly Strange Wrestling. And he booked Minoru Suzuki. Is going to be here in Denver on Friday. So I'm stoked. Hopefully I'll get some video for you guys and put some reels and stuff and talk to him and whatnot. I'm super excited about that. Minoru Suzuki. So for those of you who don't know, so when I first brought Fujiwara out, he was the first big name that I brought out. I had Wade Chalice, Mark Schultz, Dick Cardinal. I had those guys, but only like wrestling nerds kind of knew about those guys. People involved in wrestling and knew the names, especially Dick Cardinal. Then maybe Wade, but Mark was probably the biggest celebrity because he'd actually been on UFC. But I hadn't had anybody big until I got Fujiwara. Fujiwara is huge, right? So I brought him out, and this was while I was in my quest to learn as much as I could, right? This is why I started with Mark Schultz in wrestling. I had done grappling with Pedro Sauer and Ricardo Miguel and Kurt Osiander in the Mission District of San Francisco. And, I dabbled around, but I was like a masterless samurai. I never found a place that I liked. And then I got wind through pro wrestling of catch wrestling. I was like, dude, this is what I'm about. Because the jiu-jitsu didn't feel right. The sports entertainment, the phony wrestling didn't feel right. But catch was like both. And I loved it. So anyway, long story short, I get to know all these guys. They keep telling me about Carl Gotch, Billy Robinson. I hook up with those guys. But, the first guy I got hold of was Fujiwara and brought him over. Now, I was already in contact with Carl, and I think that helped a lot in terms of, Fujiwara being like, oh, this guy's legit if he's friends with Carl. But, I'm also certified under Frank Shamrock. And again, that's just, it's a travesty. Very few people even know of this guy. This guy was the most dominant MMA fighter, considered the first true MMA fighter ever. Just a badass motherfucker. And I sought him out, but I sought him out because back when I was coming up, you couldn't avoid Frank Shamrock. He was like the man. He was bigger than Conor McGregor. Like he was just, now the sport wasn't as big, so you didn't have that kind of money being thrown around and the broadcasts, but he was as big as you got back then, big. And so anyway, he put out an instructional video. I think it was Century Martial Arts. I can't remember who it was exactly, but he put one, and there was a little blurb at the end, and they asked him, it was like a Q&A, because they were like, clearly this is not jiu-jitsu that you're doing. Where did you learn your submissions from? And he said Minoru Suzuki, because of their time together in Pancrase, right? And clearly that influenced through Ken Shamrock as well, right? Obviously Ken Shamrock. So as soon as Fujiwara had come out, I then went and reached out to Suzuki, and he was going to come out. So, I was so stoked. I'm like, dude, I'm going to learn grappling. I'm already a level 2 certified coach under Frank at this point. But now I'm like, dude, now I'm going to learn this shit from Monoro. It's going to be amazing. And guess what? Because I was too far ahead of the curve. Nobody even fucking knew who he was. I got 0 people to sign up, and I couldn't pay for him. Couldn't pay for him to come out. This was 2008. It's a shame. So that said, 14 years later, I'm actually going to get to hang out with him here in Denver this Friday. Guys, if you're in Denver, go buy your tickets to the Lucha Libre Laughs show. I don't know if it's sold out or not. It's just a great fucking week, man. I'm just super stoked. Just so blessed, man. So blessed. So anyway, I got a couple questions here that I've been rambling on. So Jay Espinoza, Jim Londos, Ed Lewis back in 1934 had a match at Wrigley. Yeah, that was 90 years ago, bro. And I'm with you, Espinoza, Jay. I mean, I'd love to get out there. It's about demand. I got to get paid, right? And it's not even, I don't ask as much as any of these other guys that tour. I don't, because I'm in this for a mission, but I have to buy plane fucking tickets and hotels and pay staff. And I have to make enough money to warrant not doing another job because I have 3 children that need fucking braces, a car, college, a roof over their head, dinner. I need to fucking eat. Guess what? I like to do things too. So, this is just my way of saying, dude, we've got to figure it out. We've got to get enough guys paying enough money to cover the costs. Anywhere. If you want me out in England, you want me out in Europe, you want me out in Chicago, that is what it takes. And I'm here to help you do all that. But I'm also got to educate you. Like, it's not just like, I'm not Bruce Wayne or Tony Stark and just get in my jet and fly over there in my Iron Man suit. Johnny Cologne, anything I should bring with me to the first accelerator? Bring a notebook, bring water, bring a towel, and wrestling shoes. And you're probably going to want knee pads. That would be the basics. Okay, so let's see here. Dominic. Oh, dude, you're going to be at practice. Okay, good to see you, bro. Dominic's going to be at V10, which is amazing because that is our first affiliate. They were the first Americans to jump on Vicious Vern. Now, Vern was also the first guy. And again, this is a King of the Cage champ. I mean, he's in his 40s, like me. I think he's in his mid 40s. Great human being, badass dude. He's telling me a story how he beat up Randy Orton. He may not want me to share that story, but they were both in the Marines together and both in the brig, and he got in a fight and beat the shit out of him. But this is a King of the Cage champion, Vicious Vern Earwood, great guy. So we have Ryu Ken. Yes, I should have done that years ago. I competed against one of Matt Hume's students, Brent Knopp. Oh, dude, get in there. Okay, so you should have done it years ago. We'll do it today. Do it yesterday, man. Get in there. You'll be glad you did. You should. That Brent Knopp guy is probably going to be your buddy in there if he's still there. And let's see who else we got. We got Ivan. Totally get it. It needs to be financially viable. Yeah, I'm a direct guy, so I hope you guys don't get offended when I'm just like so straightforward with you. I'm telling you how fucking shit works, right? Like and I'm doing it with a smile, so I hope you guys understand. I'm just trying to let you guys know actually what it takes, right? So, that's part of the reason why I talk about sales so much. If you want something, sometimes it requires you being able to sell other people to help you make it happen, right? So let's say that I need $5,000 to appear someplace, right? $5,000. And you determine, I stay for the weekend. It's a 2-day camp, okay, for $5,000. So if we take 5,000, I'm doing the math right now, divided by $250 a head, that means you need 20 people to cover costs. Hotel, flights, food, my time, my other coach's time, their flight, their hotel. If we're not making a lot of money, dude. I know guys charging twice what we charge, and they only come with one guy. Okay. Just letting you know. So that's where I need help. You guys got to then go be like, dude, I need you to commit. I need you to pledge to be throwing down $250 and bring 3 guys that do the same thing. Right. Jay Espinoza. I definitely understand. What would you charge? So it's $5,000 for a weekend. International is more expensive. International, I think is $8,000 because the hotels kill us. They kill us. What I usually try to do is I try to get 2 camps running. So it's actually $4,000 when you get 2 different camps to pay. Right. But you can do the math there, right? So let's say we have $4,000 divided by $250 a head. Oh, son of a bitch. Let's do this again. $4,000 divided by 250. That's 16 people, dude. It's not even a lot of people. I mean, this is just the simple math behind the whole thing, right? And I've been doing this since 2006. It's the same deal every time. And it's a really good deal. All right. So I hope that helps you guys. All right. I got to get out of here. I got to cook food for my 79-year-old mom. I got to cook food for my 10-year-old boy, my 12-year-old boy, my 15-year-old daughter. And then I got to jet and go coach a bunch of badass dudes that are going to win a bunch of gold in MMA, show them the catch wrestling approach to grappling. Truly, this is one of the things that I think it was Ivan brought up, the For the Love of Catch movie. And there's a lot of Josh Barnett in it, which is probably the best thing about the film. I'm going to be honest. Like, he's so smart and so well-spoken. And he talks about, like, catch wrestling is the best for MMA. It is truly the best. And that's really the sweet spot that we've found. That's why so many of our guys that are affiliate gyms are MMA gyms, or, or like I said, they tend to be third-degree black belts before they figure it out. So anyway, love you guys. I'll talk to you hopefully tomorrow. If I can squeeze some time in, I'll make some time for you. In the meantime, you got questions or anything, I'm always here. Hit me up in the DMs, email me, whatever. And guys, sign up. Coach and Catch. I'm not going to be here forever. The other coaches aren't going to be here forever. You're not going to be young enough forever. Like, figure it out, dude. And stop listening to this shit about the economy. Go just bust your ass. I guarantee you, if you stop listening to this shit about, like, oh, the economy sucks and jobs, and if you just fucking turn that off and busted ass, you'd have all the money you ever needed. I guarantee it. But it's fucking mental, man. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. So, guys, I hope you guys jump on the mission with me to improve the lives of every single man, woman, and child on earth through scientific wrestling, through the sport of catch as catch can, the competitive sport of professional wrestling, not theatrical John Wick wrestling, right? Not to say John Wick's fucking cool. I love it, dude. Some cool shit. It's awesome moves. But competition, sport, real sport, betting. You bet on it. Betting on pro wrestling is like voting. It's like bullshit. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you. We're jumping on almost an hour now. Hit me up if you need anything. Talk to you tomorrow.